Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's GeneralTarheel bringing the PMU-D League Season 2 Finals match versus Coach PolishElf and the Soviet Slowkings. Now, it has been a while since I've uploaded for this league because the league did go into playoffs because it was going to die, so they just had to cut it off and get playoffs going. And it took a while for first round to go around, which really sucked because I had a bye, so I really was just waiting there awkwardly for a battle to happen. And then when it came into semis, I did face Coach Steven, who I did face previously. And in the match, it was getting very close, and it came down to timer near the end, and then it unfortunately disconnected. But the match was in my favor, so I was decided to receive the win. As I just came in facing PolishElf for the finals match, who I did face earlier in the season. It was a very close match, coming down to my Lucario landing Iron Tails in a row and stuff like that. It's always a close match with PolishElf, actually. If you watched my APA Showdown Season 7 match versus him, it was a really close and funny one. You should definitely look at it. So he's definitely got a scary team. I was definitely expecting him to bring a better one than he did last time. Not that it didn't work too well considering it was that close of a match, but he had just like Rotom Fan and stuff like that. He didn't bring Suicune, Mega Charizard Y, or even Mamoswine, which was really weird. So I was definitely expecting changes to his team this time around, and he definitely did. And as for his roster, if you don't know it, it's Latias, Suicune, Fortress, Greninja, Togetic, Rotom Fan, Mega Charizard Y, Breloom, Mamoswine, Mimikyu, and Kecleon. His two Z users being Latias and Greninja. So I was definitely expecting the Charizard Y this time around. I was still surprised it didn't come last time, to be completely honest. Mamoswine was definitely coming because my Jolteon Volt switched way too freely versus team last time because he tried to be really offensive with Greninja, and it Jolteon just stopped that, and basically I got so much momentum, and we can just team off of it very easily. They definitely need to bring Mamoswine for his ground type check this time around, so that was good. So as for my team build, I definitely wanted to bring a few sets from before that worked well, and then of course make some new ones. First off was Jolteon, which was the same set as last time, just changed a little bit, which Magnet and Volt Absorb, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hidden Bar Flying, and Shadow Ball. Of course, Momentum with Stab, and then Hidden Bar Flying to the Breloom, and Shadow Ball for the neutral coverage on the Mamoswine and the super effective hit on the Latias. Jolteon did a lot of work for him last time because, like I said, he was trying to be too offensive with Greninja, and it just allowed me a lot of momentum. It's a good check to the Greninja, the Suicune, and the Mega Charizard Y. Does a decent amount of damage to Latias with the Shadow Ball, which was nice. But it doesn't do too much with Mamo in the back because I have Skarmory, which is like one of the very few Mamo answers. It is very nice to have an electric type that can do a lot of work once Mamo is basically walled. So, and then next up we do have the Skarmory, which is defensive Skarm with safety goggles. Roost, Brave Bird, Stealth Rock, T-Fog. This was to be a direct counter to Breloom as well as his other physical attackers, like the Mimikyu and the Mamoswine. Defog because I felt like it was my hazard stack with Fortress versus me, which was definitely going to be an issue. And then as well as I just need to get rid of rocks for my Charizard to do work if his Charizard's already dealt with or something like that. Brave Bird I definitely just needed to hit the Breloom for sure, as well as get off damage like the Mimikyu and stuff like that. I didn't want to risk the Rock Slide miss, even though Rock Slide would have been very nice in order to hit the possible Charizard on switching, but couldn't take that risk. Excuse me. And then next up we have Crocodile, Crooked with a Soul Vest Intimidate. Same set as last time, knockoff Earthquake, Harry Lace, Rock Slide, coverage for his entire team, catches a few things off guard. Lives a hit from Greninja, Lottie, and Mega Charizard Y very well, and he get off a lot of damage versus any of them. And instead of a Choice Scarf Lucario this time around, I decided to bring a Agility set with Stellium Z. I had Agility, Iron Tail, Close Combat, and Stone Edge. Stellium Z, Iron Tail just ensured a kill on the Latias, which I felt like he would keep in the back, which he normally does, because majority of the time it's just a Calm Mindset that he brings, because that's all people normally run on Lottie nowadays. It's just the Calm Mindset. So, and I felt like with his Suicune or Fortress, he was either going to bring one or the other. I definitely could bring both, but he tends to be on a more offensive side, so I wasn't really expecting both. So I knew I was going to be able to weaken them easily with the rest of my team, and then I was going to be able to just one-shot with Close Combat at that point if I got them weak enough, so I would just keep track of that in-game. Next up is my Mega Charizard X, which I didn't bring last time, but I actually found an interesting set to use this time around, which was Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Flare Blitz, and Dragon Tail. What the cool thing about this was that his main check to Mega Charizard X is Suicune, easily. Other than that, he has to rely on his priority in the back or something like that. So. But Suicune, it comes in, roars out Mega Charizard X 1,000,000%, no matter if it gets up a Dragon Dance or not. Because it definitely couldn't be Belly Drum, just because of the Lottie in the back, and the Greninja's gonna do just a done to me. So the Dragon Dance Dragon Tail allows me to ignore its roar. Like my Dragon Tail will still go faster because I have it's the same priority, negative priority. So since I am faster, mine will go first. I get damage off on the Suicune, and it forces him to switch out instead of roaring me out. And that allows a possible sweep for Charizard if that is his only check in the back, which is very cool. And then next up is Florges. I was considering bringing a basic Florges, but then I realized that his only steal is Fortress, which doesn't technically do too much. And majority of his team does consist of special attackers, and if he was going to bring like some physicals, it wasn't going to be much. Like it mainly just consists of Breloom, Mamoswine, and Mimikyu, which I can definitely deal with like throughout the game. So I had a Florges, this was a Calm Mind defensive Florges, with Aromatherapy, Synthesis, Moonblast, Calm Mind, holding the leftovers. This was actually a 0 speed, relaxed nature Florges. This allowed me to still outspeed the Kecleon while only taking like max 17% from a Fortress Gyro Ball, which is actually pretty good. So, or I think that was with the speed investment in that calc, so it's probably closer to like 23 or something like that. But either way, Florges is eating up Fortress hits, and it's free Calm Mind setup, which is very nice. So when it was coming to the battle, I noticed his Lottie didn't have an item, so it was definitely a Z user, and he forgot about it, so I let him realize that, and he let him put it back on. Unfortunately, because I was letting him realize that, I didn't take as much time for my lead, and I kind of rushed him to Scarm. Scarm was an ideal lead for rocks and stuff, of course, but the fact is that, he decided to lead his Mega Charizard wide, which puts me in an awful place because I have like 0 answers to it. I mean, to be fair, my Florges could take a 2 flamethrowers, possibly, but if he had Fire Blossom, that's definitely not the risk. So as I decided to lead off with this absolute terrible lead, I was just going to sack my Jolteon. There was a chance of it living by like 15-20% with the investment I had. So as he Mega Evolves here, he will opt to go for the Flamethrower, which does give me the chance of living this, as he didn't go for the Fire Blast. The Fire Blast would KO me for sure. And as he sets up his drought, he does just go for the Flamethrower. And as he hits Jolteon, Jolteon actually eats it up very well, as you can tell, leaving it on 2 HP. I know for sure he's not going to let those take damage, and he's going into something. Most likely his Mamo. So I was just going to click Shadow Ball, get off chip. And even though Jolteon's at 2%, there's really no need to sack it right here. Because one, I have the perfect counter to Mamo in my Skarmory. And then keeping Jolteon in the back does allow me to keep it as a sack for Mega Charizard Y later. Now this is very important. Him going for knockoff here with that damage and showing he is Choice Scarf. I figure he'd be Choice Scarf or Soul Vest because my Jolteon did enough damage for him to show he was not a Soul Vest. So he was Choice Scarf Mamoswine this match, which I found very interesting. But he goes out on the Charizard Y. I predicted the double or one of the doubles into either Gren or this. So I go into my own Charizard. I'm going to Mega into X. As soon as I decided to stay in Mega, I totally forgot about Dragon Pulse. Like, as soon as I clicked Dragon Dance here, I'm like, crap, he has Dragon Pulse. And then I see it come up on the screen. I'm like, I mean, I'll eat it. Like, I won't die, but it just sucks because it's so much unnecessary damage. Because basically, Charizard could have swept him if I didn't allow any damage off on it. Because, I mean, he had priority in the back with Greninja, Water Shuriken, and Ice Shard Mamo. If he had it on Mamo, because he is Scarf, but it's Scarf Ice Shard's not gonna be doing too much. Water Shuriken would do a decent amount, but like, if I just let my Charizard be at full, it would have been much better. But I got off the Dragon Dance, just go for Dragon Claw. Right here, I was really expecting a double with this Fortress. So as much as I wanted Flare Blitz, I felt like he wanted to keep Fortress in the back for like Lucario for some reason. So I decided to click Dragon Claw again. But you'll see it was a no-drop play because I can't allow Florges to come in if he just decides to kill me. So as he goes for the Bulldoze, he does kill my Charizard X. It was overprediction for sure, but it is in no way a problem. Because now I can go into Florges, show off what I can do. And the fact that that is a Scarf Mamo, it is not going to be doing more than 50% to my Florges with Earthquake, which is very nice. Because my Synthesis, if he keeps going into his Charizard Y, does heal me up by 75%. So, and Mamo is also in the range of a +2 Moonblast, knocking it out, I believe. So as I go for the Calm Mind here, he goes for the Gyro Ball, assuming he was going to do a decent amount of damage, but as you see, he did like, I think that was 23%, like I guessed on the second hand. So either way, that is nothing for Fortress, and you should know he's like set up father right here. Right here I clicked Moonblast, hoping he was going to hard switch into Mamo, because I do actually kill it at +1. Not +2, I don't need +2. But as he stays in with his Fortress here, as I clicked Moonblast, which kind of sucks, he goes for the Gyro Ball. I guess he knew that 2 Gyro Balls could possibly put me in the range of his Mamo. But I'm just going to go for the, I went for the Moonblast either way, just in case he decided to hard switch. I guess he didn't actually fully see this as a threat yet. And now he decides to switch out and he will go hard into his Mamoswine. As I decided to go ahead and go for the Synthesis, because if he decided to switch there, I wasn't sure out of range of anything he wanted to go into. So it was not going to be a problem at all. Okay, so as I fully healed up here, he is in with Mamo. I am just going to click Moonblast. I do kill it from this range based off the damage, Jolteon Shadow Ball damage from before. So as I go for Moonblast, he does do half to me, like I already mentioned he could do. And Moonblast does knock out the Mamoswine, which is very nice. I'm actually kind of surprised about Florge's damage output. Didn't realize it was this strong all the time, because that's only +1 with no special attack investment. Doing 75% to a Mamo. And now he goes into Charizard here. And right here, the only way Florges really gets screwed over is if he gets a double Air Slash flinch. Otherwise, I heal up perfectly fine versus him. As he goes for the first Air Slash, he does get the flinch, and I clench my butt cheeks right here because I'm like, please no. Florges can actually win. Since he went into Charizard here, he does not have Gunk Shot on his Greninja, so I knew for a fact I won this if he did not hacks me out right here. So as I go for the Synthesis, we luckily got it off. He did not get the flinch, because if he got that flinch, I was in range of a Flamethrower. And now Florges is free to Calm Mind up right here. And as he just wants to stay in with Charizard, abusing the turns of Sun that he has left, hoping to get a crit with Flamethrower. That's his best case. If he gets a crit, it would bring me down to like, it would do around 75%. So just gonna Calm Mind up right here, because at this point I just need to get to +4 with Calm Mind in order for me to 2-shot Mega Charizard Y, and to make sure I just take plenty of hits. And at this point, since I knew he was he did not have Gunk Shot in the back, I just needed to I was checking calcs during these turns to make sure how much health I needed to make sure Florges could just sweep. So in case he was Psyshock Gladius, which he should have been, I needed my Florges to have at least 35% health just to make sure, because otherwise anything in the back will knock me out. So I need to stay like above 50 is my sweet spot, of course. So, but I'm just playing this very well with the Calm Mind and synthesizing, abusing his Sun, which is very nice. Synthesis was a great call versus the Charizard Y. And it just, between the Synthesis and the leftovers, it's really impossible to chip, for him to chip me down without him getting clinches. So he doesn't have Sun here. It's absolutely pointless for him to stay in. So I am just going to, I believe I get off another free Calm Mind here. I do. And I wanted to check how much I was at this point, because, like I said, if I was at +4, I basically had it down, which I was. So no matter what, I 2-shotted the Mega Charizard Y at this point. At +4 with just Moonblast, which was very cool. Very nice. I say very nice way too often, but that's just how I do it. So I'm just going to knock out the Fortress here just to, so I can have as much health as possible, because Basically, this Fortress, even though its terrible, isn't doing much. It's the most damage he can do to me right now without a crit. So he will go right back into his Charizard, as I'm just going to click Moonblast and two-shot this thing, hoping I do not get crit on, of course. As he just goes for the Flamethrower, Fortress will eat it up continuously. So, like, throughout the rest of this battle, I was really just like, please don't crit me, please don't crit me, and then the other half of me was saying, please don't disconnect, since that unfortunately happened in the last battle for PMU. So we ate up the Flamethrower, no problem, because no crits, no service. So he goes for Flamethrower again, hoping for his last chance as a crit. He does not get it. He does get the burn, however, but that doesn't matter because I do have Aromatherapy in the back if I want to take care of that. So as I go for the Moonblast, taking out the Mega Charizard Y. Like I said, it's already coming down to crits and stuff like that. As right here, he decides to go into his Greninja, which its name I apologize for. This Greninja will just go for a U-turn, which is interesting. You probably realized I sent it on Sun or whatever, even though a crit wouldn't really matter. Or you're getting a crit anyways, that's what you're aiming for. I guess he was trying to get me to bluff the Gunk Shot, which didn't work, because I knew he didn't have it when he went Charizard in the first place. So as I go for the Moonblast, he goes into Kecleon. This is a chance of knocking him out from full, as he unfortunately lives, because he does have a little bit more special defense investment, since this Kecleon was taking on my Victory Bell last time I faced him. So he does get his leftovers here. I'm figuring he's just going for damage, but I know he can't knock me out with anything. And if he was the same set as last time, Fire Punch into Shadow Sneak wouldn't even knock me out, so I just felt like going for Aromatherapy. Just opting to get rid of this burn. As he goes for the Fire Punch and the Sun, this will do a good amount of damage, but since I did remember him having this set last time, I was going to live it no problem, and Shadow Sneak wouldn't be able to knock me out afterwards. As he gets off his leftovers here, I'm just allowed to get off a Synthesis here, as this is the last turn of Sun, I believe. So as I get off a Synthesis, he will go for, I believe he goes for Fire Punch. He does go for Fire Punch here, trying to abuse the last turn of Sun, hoping for a crit. He does not get it. Sunlight does go away, but Synthesis will bring me back up to full, which I sure want to be at. Since this Kecleon won't be doing anything to me, I can make sure I can still live a Hydro Pump into like a critical hit Psyshock or something like that, you know. Just make sure I have plenty of health for possible Psyshock Lottie. So as I go for the Synthesis here, with Florges, getting right back up to pull the sweet spot already, like I mentioned. He opted to go for a Recover, so I 1,000,000% just got up to full freely, as he decided not to go for any form of damage, because no matter how much the Recover gave him, Moonblast is still in range, as we know from the previous damage roll, where I got pretty low medium on him or whatever. I'll go for the Moonblast once again right here. And we'll take out the Kecleon. Florges is just going to pick up the sweep right here, which was actually beautiful, because I was so concerned whether or not I should actually bring this set, and the fact it actually just swept him was kind of amazing. He's going to a Lottie here. He just goes for T-Bolt. He's not even having the Psyshock, or he's relying on Parahacks. And he actually got the Paralysis, but we pull through, hit the Moonblast. Lottie gets blown back. And Florges just has to take out the Greninja, and a critical hit Hydro Pump will not even knock me out at this point. So as long as he has to get a critical hit Para, and then even at that point I still have Jolteon in the back if he's not like priority Water Shuriken, which I think he was. I don't remember his item though. But as he goes for the Hydro Pump here, Florges absolutely eats it up, and we go for the Moonblast, and we do knock out the Greninja, making us the champions of the PMU-D League for Season 2. We went undefeated the entire season, which was very nice. Ended up getting the title. First championship title, actually, which feels really great. It was a great season. I really like this roster, and the fact that Florges pulled it out instead of it being an actual Charizard battle. That was pretty funny. But I really enjoyed this team so much. It was probably one of my favorite drafted teams. I love Mega Charizard X, and the fact I got to use it was amazing. As for like team kill leaders, it was definitely Mega Charizard X and Lucario. They were both at like around 10 near the end. Overall, probably a little bit. I think up like min 10 or something like that. Whatever. Crook I found very versatile. I love that mon. It's like my top 5. And that Skarmory Florges core is disgusting, and then Jealous in the back is always good. Victory Bell was fun for a little bit with Torkoal as usual. Jolteon's one of the best electric types, so that was really cool to use. And then we only used Aerodactyl once, and then we dropped it for Snorlax, and then I didn't even use Snorlax, so that really sucked. But at the same time, it's fine. I made the best with this team, and I ended up going undefeated, which is awesome. Really glad to pick up the championship. It was unfortunate that the season did not last as long as we hoped, but I still picked up the championship. It wasn't like cut off and just died, because I was having a really good run. I was going to be really sad if they just decided to end it completely, but they still decided to have the playoffs. So, I've been repeating myself a few times, so I'm just going to stop right here. Thank you so much for watching this season. If you did, make sure to check out the new season of APA Showdown, as well as SDL will be coming out within the month, hopefully. So sub, like, share, do so.